Hello everyone. What if the first 3 years of a child's life held the key to unlocking the future of an entire nation? Today we are exploring the Samagra Shishu Bal Swasthya Karyakram, known as SSBSK, the 36-month continuum of care built on the vision of Pehle 3 Saal Sampoorn Dekhbhal, meaning complete care for the first 3 years. This program cements a national commitment to the first 3 years of life. It was officially launched on June 28, 2026 by the Union Minister for Health and Family Welfare, Shri Jagat Prakash Nadda, at the 16th Conference of the Central Council of Health and Family Welfare held at Vigyan Bhavan in New Delhi. The target audience is every child from birth to 36 months of age, and this launch marks a transformational leap from basic child survival to holistic human development. This urgency comes from the biological imperative of the first 1000 days. Along what is called the 1000 days cognitive curve, the first 6 months highlight the critical vulnerability of the neonatal and postnatal phase, focused on child survival. Around 12 months, the focus shifts to growth and nutrition, the vital window for complementary feeding and combating stunting and wasting. And as the child approaches 36 months, we reach the peak window for early brain development, cognitive stimulation, emotional health, and social skill formation as neural connections grow rapidly. The first 3 years set the biological baseline for life, and interventions delivered after 36 months are structurally too late to reverse lost developmental potential. Before SSBSK, there was a real problem: two separate, siloed legacy programs with a critical visitation gap. Home-based newborn care covered the newborn only up to day 42, and home-based care for the young child began only at 3 months, continuing to 15 months, leaving a dangerous gap between the 42nd day and the 3rd month. The SSBSK solution creates a single, seamless national framework that eliminates this gap and extends active care to 3 full years, with checkpoints from day 1 through 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, and 36 months. Structurally, this means moving from rigid schedules to risk-differentiated care. Duration has moved from separate 0 to 42 day and 3 to 15 month silos to a unified continuum from birth to 36 months. Newborn visits have moved from a flat 6 visits to 4 optimized visits for healthy newborns on days 3, 7, 14, and 42, and 9 intensified visits for at-risk newborns. Young child visits have expanded from 5 visits ending at 15 months to 8 extended visits ending at 36 months. Joint visits, previously undefined, are now formally scheduled for at-risk cases on days 3 and 7 and months 3 and 6. And risk stratification, which was minimal before, now provides targeted care for low birth weight, preterm, growth faltering, delayed milestone, and special newborn care unit or nutrition rehabilitation center graduate cases. Strategically, the program also moves from paper-based survival to digital thriving. The strategic focus has shifted from a purely clinical, provider and mother-centric model to a survive, thrive, transform framework centered on early childhood development and the family. Maternal mental health, once given limited or negligible focus, is now addressed through structured postpartum screening built into routine ASHA and auxiliary nurse midwife visits. Digital infrastructure has moved from paper-based tracking and fragmented referrals to a decision support system enabled Shaishav App integrated with Janani, Poshan, UWIN, maternal and child death surveillance, RBSK 2.0, and Bal ABHA. And system convergence has moved from limited coordination with Anganwadi centers to a fully coordinated AAA and community health officer model, seamlessly linked with Poshan Abhiyan and ICDS platforms. Let us now walk through the 10 strategic pillars that bring this vision to life. The first pillar is a unified continuum of care. The mandate is uninterrupted support extended to a full 36 months. The mechanism consolidates home-based newborn care and home-based care for the young child into a single framework, and the impact treats newborn and young child care as one continuous biological journey rather than separate administrative checkboxes, eliminating the gap between the newborn and infant phases and pushing the lifeline to a full 36 months. The second pillar is risk stratification and differentiated care. Children flagged for low birth weight and prematurity, delayed initiation of breastfeeding, graduation from special newborn care units or nutrition rehabilitation centers, moderate or severe acute malnutrition, or recurrent illness and milestone delays are all channeled through clinical triage and identification. This moves the system away from a one-size-fits-all model toward either a standard care pathway or an intensified at-risk pathway with high-frequency follow-ups and targeted interventions. The third pillar is extended home visit schedules. In the intensified newborn pathway, covering 0 to 42 days, healthy newborns follow Path A with visits on days 3, 7, 14, and 42, while at-risk newborns follow Path B with visits on day 1, 3, 5, 7, 10, 14, 21, 28, and 42, with an additional day 1 visit for home births. In the extended young child pathway covering 3 to 36 months, all children, healthy and at risk alike, now receive 8 extended proactive follow-ups at months 3, 6, 9, 12, 18, 24, 30, and 36, reaching well beyond the legacy 15-month limit. The fourth pillar is joint visits and the AAA-CHO convergence. At the center is the child, surrounded by the ASA, the auxiliary nurse midwife, and the Anganwadi worker, forming the AAA grassroots ecosystem, all anchored under the community health officer or medical officer. For at-risk children, isolated visits are replaced by high-level joint visits conducted by the auxiliary nurse midwife and community health officer in rural areas, or the auxiliary nurse midwife and medical officer in urban areas. The critical timelines are day 3 and day 7 during the newborn period, the vital survival and breastfeeding window, and month 3 and month 6 during the young child period, covering complementary feeding and developmental milestones. The fifth pillar is leveraging existing community platforms. Continuous ESA and auxiliary nurse midwife home visits happen at the home level. At the village center, the Village Health, Sanitation and Nutrition Day now introduces dedicated well baby sessions for growth monitoring and developmental assessment. And at the Ayushman Arogya Mandir, a monthly Shishu Shivir is introduced, a dedicated clinical camp for advanced assessment and early referral of at-risk children. The gap between the 42nd day and the 3rd month visit is bridged by leveraging routine immunization checkpoints at 1.5 and 2.5 months. The 6th pillar is postpartum maternal mental health screening. This is a first of its kind mandate, recognizing that a child cannot thrive if the caregiver is struggling. So SSBSK makes mental health screening a non-negotiable component of community care. Trained ASA performs psychological screening during scheduled home visits with the mother, and this connects to a formal referral pathway, ensuring timely, dignified referrals to Ayushman Arogya Mandirs for comprehensive professional support. The 7th pillar is mainstreaming nurturing care and early childhood development. This covers 4 key areas: responsive caregiving, which coaches parents to accurately read and respond to a child's cues; early learning and play, providing active stimulation, age-appropriate play, and cognitive challenges; safety and security, educating families on domestic safety measures and responding to climatic variations; and the broader paradigm shift, actively moving from a purely mother-centric medical model to a family and community-centric care environment that encourages paternal engagement. The 8th pillar is reinforcing maternal nutrition during lactation. On the maternal dietary input side, this includes dietary diversity counseling, iron folic acid supplementation, and calcium intake tracking, which is a core focus of every contact. On the infant growth outcome side, this includes synchronized infant and young child feeding and direct biological improvements in child nutrition. The core mandate is reinforcing the lactating mother's nutrition as an absolute priority during every single home visit. The ninth pillar is digital integration and child-wise tracking. At the center is the Shaishav App, a decision support system embedded in the Janani portal for automated alerts and case management. It connects outward to the Poshan tracker for nutrition monitoring, the UWIN portal for immunization, the RBSK 2.0 portal for early health screening, and the maternal and child death surveillance portal. The unifying key is the Bal ABHA, a 14-digit digital health identifier enabling secure data exchange and referral loops. The 10th pillar is addressing new age digital challenges. This is illustrated as a contrast between neural pruning and neural branching. Neural pruning acknowledges the adverse impacts of excessive screen exposure and reduced physical interaction on brain development, emotional health, and social skills in the first 3 years. Neural branching represents the clinical guidance provided by frontline workers to promote active offline play, gross motor exercises, active storytelling, and direct family dialogue, stimulating healthy cognitive architecture instead. Beyond the 10 pillars, the program also recognizes that urban India needs a tailored approach. Traditional rural delivery relies on continuous home visits across dispersed households. But the demographic challenge in modern urban centers is high mobility, dense environments, and fragmented frontline support. So, focus communities include urban slums, migrant settlements, and transient populations. And the urban delivery shift involves deploying urban auxiliary nurse midwives and medical officers for joint visits, ensuring underserved children do not slip through the cracks. All of this is designed to deliver measurable outcomes aligned with global and national commitments. Under mortality reduction or survive, the goals are reduction in neonatal mortality rate, reduction in under 5 mortality rate, and a co-benefit reduction in maternal mortality ratio. Under nutritional improvement or thrive, the goal is a measurable drop in child stunting, wasting, and underweight prevalence. Under developmental continuity or transform, the goals are strengthened early identification of developmental anomalies and tracking of optimal milestones. This directly drives progress towards Sustainable Development Goal 3.2, ending preventable child deaths, and Sustainable Development Goal 2.2, ending all forms of malnutrition. At the national level, this fulfills the vision of Viksit Bharat, a developed India. Outcome 1 is mortality reduction, measurable reductions in neonatal, under 5, and maternal mortality. Outcome 2 is nutritional security, driving down the prevalence of stunting, wasting, and underweight metrics in the early years. Outcome 3 is developmental continuity, guaranteeing early identification of anomalies and seamless tracking of developmental milestones. By shifting from episodic survival interventions to a digitally enabled continuum of nurturing care, SSBSK secures the foundation of a healthier, fully developed India. Bringing it all together, this is a convergence ecosystem built around survive, thrive, and transform. Extended home visits covering pillars 1, 3, 4, and 8 provide the surveillance baseline. Risk protocols under Pillar 2 provide the clinical sorting mechanism. Community platforms under Pillars 5 and 6 provide the clinical escalation pathway. And nurturing and digital integration under Pillars 7, 9, and 10 provide the thrive metrics and nervous system of the whole program. SSBSK is not just a list of features. It is a meticulously designed interlocking ecosystem with the child at 0 to 36 months placed firmly at its center. Hope you have understood about the Samagra Shishu Bal Swasthya Karyakram, the 36-month continuum of care. If you found this video useful, please like and share with your friends and colleagues. Thank you.